You're tuned into news across the galaxy where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
Yeah! Let me talk to you. How are you going to have a Sunday night without the most entertaining show in LA Galaxy streaming? news across the galaxy. Yeah. Is it okay? All right. Welcome to News Across the Galaxy. We talk all things LA Galaxy. My name is Eddie. Oh, shit. I was about to say it as always. Not as always. Well, maybe. Hopefully as always.
Hopefully.
Fuck that fool. Taking off on trips and shit.
For real.
Not inviting.
Who pre-approved this?
Huh?
Who pre-approved this?
Nobody. He's like HR. He's social media. He's just not financing for sure. Or scheduling.
The CFO.
Yeah. You know what? And he does it for free. We'll let this one slide.
Fair enough.
Well, I got Spenny across from me. That's definitely not Brian.
No.
No. You were right the first time. Over there in Nicaragua, we got Edgar. What up, Edgar?
What up, man? How's it going?
Good, man. I didn't even know that country had Wi-Fi. I'm surprised you're here every week.
Bro, how can you tell you can't see my shirt, man?
I can't. Yeah, I guess their Wi-Fi's not that good in Nicaragua yet. And we got Chewy in the 1s and 2s. What up, Chewy?
What up, what up?
All right, so we are a little pumped, not because of the Galaxy. We're all giddy because we're over here about to live out one of our childhood dreams in 6 days.
You're
We'll be
6 days away.
6 days
Yeah.
away.
I'm 7 days
Yeah.
away. I'm 7 days away.
Oh, Chewy's, spending 7 days away. You know what, though? I'm gonna start celebrating on Friday, so I'm like 5 days away.
I might go to another event. There's so many things going on from Thursday all the way to Monday.
There's a lot of indie stuff. There's a lot of underground.
And that's Mega Shop or whatever.
Yep.
And we're sorry if you guys aren't nerds like us, big wrestling nerds, and we're talking about WrestleMania here.
I'm
But
going to WrestleMania.
yeah, it's like you don't understand. You know, some people have the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We have WrestleMania.
I legit sold my wrestling toys from childhood to go.
It took full circle.
Full circle, bro.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can't be mad at that. I would have sold. Oh, I was gonna sell something else. I can't talk about it. But you know,
Vende el
luckily I was
culo,
able to.
güey. Vende el culo.
Hi. Yeah.
Did you already sign the release form for Cecil's belt, or can I still call him?
Don't call him. Oh my god! All right, before we get to the actual game, I think there was only one bit of news, right? But news that did not make me happy. Well, made me happy and then didn't make me happy because one, the LA Galaxy signed Argentine left back, right?
Yes,
left back,
sir.
right? Left back. Julian Aude. Right, Aude. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Cool. Thank you for your permission, Edgar.
Cool, yeah, now there.
So with that, actually, I should start the way things work in MLS. First, it was announced that the Galaxy acquired a 2023 international roster slot from Seattle Sounders for allocation money. I believe it was what 150,000.
75 this year, 75 next year.
That's right. And so then that gave the Galaxy the rocker spot to sign Julian Aude. He was playing with Lanús, and now he's playing with the Galaxy and taking up a U22 roster slot, which means somebody has to be taken out of that slot. This is where. Well, first let's just give our thoughts on this signing. It's 5 years through, so it goes all the way through 2027. That's a long ass contract, and I think as Galaxy fans, for some of us, that's kind of like fuck. You know, it gives you those. I mean, I hope it works out, but we can't help but feel a certain way because of bad contracts that you've given in the past. So I don't know how you guys feel. I've said it last couple weeks that I can't really get excited for any kind of signings. Just I'm traumatized. So no matter if there is a big upside here, not really crazy about it yet, especially with the long ass contract. Spenny, Edgar, any thoughts? So I should also mention, that I don't really watch South American football, so that doesn't help either. So I have.
I'll go first because I'm gonna come in as a positive beat, and then Spenny can crush all my.
Damn, you don't even know what Spenny's gonna say, and you just like straight after him.
He's wearing that U.S. Postal Service hat, man.
He's about to deliver.
And like the mailman, well, the mail carrier that comes to our place, she's always in a bad mood. So anyway,
Bad mood, Spenny.
No, I wouldn't call him bad, but bad mood. I would call him bad news Spenny, like bad news Brown. There you go.
That's worse.
Well, he was a bad athlete. Anyway, as far as Julian Alde, I'm actually excited. I think as we saw Caligari come into this game against Portland, we're going to talk more about it. Based on that performance, if we got anything similar to that from Alde, then the defense is going to really start to get better as time passes. So I'm very positive about that. And also, that means it frees up a certain favorite player of Eddie's there, and Raheem Edwards there, to do something else instead of running back and forth and looking like a lost sheep and giving up some goals in the past. So I'm excited. And as far as the 5-year thing, if he turns out to be one of those players in South America that's like a diamond in the rough, having him like that for a while, it's gonna be a big deal.
You mean
And
those diamond in the roughs that a lot of MLS teams have hit on and we haven't?
hey, it's time. It's time that we hit on 2 of them. Okay. And the one thing also is to remember is that Lanús retains 25% of his contract, if I remember correctly. So if for some reason Europe comes knocking, and I'm sure they would, because that's what these guys are most excited about, getting that springboard to Europe, then they retain a little bit of that, and Galaxy gets 75% of it. So I'm excited. It doesn't mean he's going to be locked in for 5 years. We've seen people come and go. We saw Cabral leave, and hey, Cabral just scored a goal. Look at that. That DP money's kicking in.
That's true.
Was that a sneeze or was that like a allergic reaction to Cabral scoring?
Oh, he's allergic to your bullshit.
Whoa. Wow. This coming from a guy who's wearing a concha around his throat right there.
Yeah. Good timing. You couldn't wear this, Pancho, baby. He's too heavy for you. These 17 titles don't come for free.
Well,
Hey, and who doesn't like conchas in their face?
True. Yeah. What a
around
jerk.
their neck?
Headline: Old man from Nicaragua hates conchas. All right, get him, Svenny.
Nah, I like the move all around.
Here we go. I'm just kidding.
Nah, I like the move all around. He's 19, 20 now? He's 20 years old now.
20.
You're signing him 5 years. You're signing him through the next World Cup. I think Argentinians are going to be looked at for reinforcements on any team, and especially if he starts getting minutes for the national team in a couple years. I think it's a smart move overall. You could always sell a 21, 22, 23-year-old winger. And if we're going to go through growing pains, it might as well be with a legit wing back than somebody that was converted to one. Because after a season and a half or however long it's been, 2 seasons, Edwards ain't it. So
There's only been one, and it just feels that long.
I mean, it was from the
Yeah, it
beginning.
does.
I mean, if you guys rewind the tape, I think we all agreed from the beginning that was going to be a liability from the first game. Just his positioning as a defender wasn't good. So if this kid is a legit left back, then I'll take that. Take the growing pains with it and hope that it works out for us when they decide to sell him or re-sign him, whichever one it is.
Yeah. One of the things, by the way, that isn't mentioned in the scouting report I mean, you can mention it, but you can't really quantify it until you see it on the field, is footballing IQ, which is something that we saw with Caligari. Despite his young age, he has that innate just feeling about the game, that you know what to do, even though you're so young, because they grew up playing the sport, and it's something that's part of the culture. Where here, you have so many different options, and if you grew up playing a certain sport, you're taught it a certain way. Where somewhere else, like in Argentina or Brazil, it's part of it's part of your bloodline. It's who you are.
Oh,
You decide to
bloodline.
play volleyball. We the ones.
Sorry, bro. I should have put that challenge out there. Like, as many wrestling references as you could sneak in this week. Fuck that one out. No, but you're right. Like, it's like you said, bloodline. It's in there. Argentines, and Lanús is not the weakest club out there either. And I wanna bring up something else. And it's gonna be. Sorry, I'm gonna ask another question regarding this player. This didn't come from my mind or something I thought about. I actually was watching straight from the stands. Our BFFs over there last Tuesday, and George brought up something that's interesting, and like I said, I'm gonna bring up other news. We already talked about this news because it was pretty much official. Now it's official. So Will Kuntz, well, it was not official. I'm tripping, huh?
Yeah, it was official last week already.
Yeah,
Is it
everybody
official?
We
mentioned it
talked
already.
about how Efra was moving into.
Okay.
Like
Oh, we gotta talk about that. The Air Force 5. Fuck. How can I? Oh, I just need 1 week where I don't fucking talk about them. I'm obsessed. I swear. So Galaxy have Will Kuntz now working. Kuntz working somewhere in the front office. We have no idea where, what position. And to what George said, and straight from the stands, right? After all these players we missed on, after all these, signings, we couldn't get through over the line, and one of their co-hosts and our friends Masa is big into South American football, and he's saying this kid has a big upside. So George's question, like, after all that, why us? Why are we so lucky? Why are we so fortunate to get this guy and get this deal done? You guys think this is the beginning of Will Kuntz's tenure here with the Galaxy, pulling these moves? Although apparently Karofsky was quoted a lot about this kid, so there's also that possibility that Karofsky made those
I mean,
moves.
let's give a little benefit of a doubt to the people currently running things. They whiffed on so many instances that after a while of bashing your head into the wall repeatedly, you start to realize, I better not bash my head into that wall. Instead, maybe bash my head into this window over here. And that's what it looks like. It's like they're finally fine-tuned that scouting department, and they're starting to really make some sense out of what they're looking for instead of just going on some wild French goose chase or something. But hopefully now that Willie Kuntz is going to be there, we start to see like much better moves, and this team starts shaping up to be a contender instead of one that still struggling to find a W this far into the season.
From what I heard, it's a player that Vanny has been watching for a minute. Even though he's barely 20 years old, they made it seem like he's been watching him for over a season already.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's necessarily a new thing that the guy brought in. If anything, maybe the the confidence in giving him 5 years. Something I mentioned last week is whoever was in charge of making decisions in that other team did really well of trading within league and getting rid of players within the league. And fast.
Yeah. And you know me. That's what I'm most excited about. Like, it's been a while since we've made one of those big moves.
Even if it was another team, I mean, I like to keep up with those things. I think some of us do, right?
Yeah.
They had, since their inception, they've had roughly, I'm going to say like 14 signings that they moved within league in or out of the team, which is, I think, a lot.
Who do you guys want to get? Who do you guys want to steal? If you could steal today.
I made my early season predictions. I said
I guess non-DP would be the bigger challenge.
non-DP.
Right?
Yeah, I said if it was possible, I can't say his name. He was in Colorado. He came back and he's in Charlotte. He's like Japanese Brazilian.
Inishaki?
Yeah, Inishaki, rookie of the year.
Him. I said Sheffield from Nashville, but he's already dying down. And Chris Muller.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I think those are good.
He moves
for
a
our
lot.
style, where we need wingers,
Yeah.
I think those are good steals. If
Okay.
you can make it happen where you throw money at them, give them Efra, give them future draft picks for Caden Cowell. Then
That was one. All right, that's what I had. Right, come on, Will Kuntz. This is the pressure we'll put on you here. I got one for you.
I'd rather young DP him, Tam, a bench player in Dejan, and pay him a U22 DP contract.
I got one for you. I got another name. Brandon Vasquez, Cincinnati.
That guy is-
That doesn't make sense. So.
Why dude? We have no fucking muscle. Dejan is feisty, but he's like a guy that's got like punch.
How perspective changes when you get a big ass forward, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I remember seeing that with the national team. I was like, God damn.
He's the big dude.
Yeah, like the first time I saw Agudelo, I remember in person. Agudelo.
Oh,
Yeah, in person he's huge. Why does he look so small on TV? Same thing with Vasquez.
now
Oh,
Vasquez
shit.
is big.
So, Will Kuntz, pressure's on. So, to what Spenny was saying, I totally skipped it, and this is hopefully because in the game I'm not going to mention number 7 anymore, right?
Come
So
on.
I'm gonna let it be because
Mention him by
everybody
name.
has
Come on.
eyes. But the one thing that I didn't like about this move, and I have my thoughts about why it was done, is that Efren now it was removed from the U22 spot and is now a TAM player, right? He obviously doesn't like take up a bunch of TAM, but I don't go fuck. You're a TAM player and we're gonna 7 on the bench. McTam 7 hashtag. So that's like, come on, man. What the fuck are you doing? So my theory is that he's on the move. He has to be. It doesn't make sense. Please,
No.
somebody make it make sense.
No. I completely agree. Since the start of the season, I thought he would be moved, especially when they were talking about Lucas. I figured one way or another they would have to move him. When they signed the Ricky Puig DP thing, the first thing that came to my thought was they're moving Efra. They disproved that really fast, but I still think they're gonna move him. I don't see him here past the summer.
It doesn't make any sense.
I just don't think it makes sense. Like I said before, I don't think it makes sense for a team outside of the league to pick him up right now because he's not gonna come in and contribute. You're gonna have to pay some ridiculous number for him to be out of contract for you to use him for 6 to 9 weeks in the season, right? Why would a team want to do that? They could just wait it out, wait for the summer, and squeeze the LA Galaxy for his services. And I think they'll still loan him out.
Hey, a loan is better than nothing, dude. Which is literally what we're getting.
Yeah.
Edgar.
It's a sticky situation. Like Spenny was explaining, nobody's gonna want to pick him up. I mean, outside, MLS, unless it's like the Russian league or something.
Hey, why not? Arshavin ended his career there, didn't he? He was a decent player.
What got
Yeah,
you
man.
burn fat? I don't know.
Can you imagine Efra going to some Russian, McDonald's,
Send him to Shakhtar or whatever.
spending his rubles. Shakhtar is in that's in
Turkish.
Ukraine, bro.
Where is it? Send
Yeah,
him
they don't
somewhere.
even play at their home.
Somewhere that's not here.
They don't play at their home stadium because it's been attacked.
Oh, that's fucked up. Why'd you say that like while you're laughing, dude?
Man.
I'm just shocked that Spenny didn't know that because
You're all giggling. He was like, "There's stadium was attacked. There was a
he's
lot
an
of
intelligent
casualties."
Damn, like
I'm
it.
nervous, man. I'm nervous.
It's okay, bro. Go ahead.
It's a sticky situation because one thing that we mentioned from the very beginning of the season is how long this season's going to be when you factor in not just MLS but Leagues Cup, U.S. Open Cup, friendlies, and then that weird new playoff format. So it's important to have depth. You want to look at number 7 and say, yeah, it's a depth piece, right? But at this time, after all this talk, after all this hype, he can't just be a depth piece, right? After getting, the
Robbie
blessing
Keane.
from Robbie Keane, right? Who came down and forced a smile as he was giving over, his number 7 to, Efra.
I heard.
If you look at that picture,
I heard he thought he
that's
was
a
just
forced
like
smile.
a Make-A-Wish kid.
Oh, come on.
So,
So
question
after
for you
all
guys.
that, he shouldn't just be a depth piece, but damn, sure looks like that.
So, question.
But any depth is helpful, I guess, in this season. And then once summer comes along, you can be like, hey, thanks for the good times. Bye.
Do trophies matter or just the MLS Cup?
Oh, if we're looking at this year, I'll take a trophy.
Yeah, there's a lot of trophies out there.
I mean, Leagues
And-
Cup happens in the summer. That could be a good showcase for him. If they try to make a run in the Open Cup like they did this past year, he should be able to excel against that competition. That's over by June, right?
No, like September.
But he's already proven that he sits somewhere in between USL and MLS.
But it's a what have you done for me lately business, That's what you sell on. That's what you bank on.
If that was the case, he would have been long gone.
You know what I'm tired of hearing? I hear this almost every time, and especially in every Galaxy broadcast, especially now that Apple TV has taken up all this, the games. is hearing that stupid thing about like, oh, Zlatan Ibrahimovic said that, this kid is the next big thing. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. It's
Well,
like,
he did
let it
say
go,
it.
man. I really think that the biggest reason he's still hanging around is because somebody in the Galaxy front office sees that and they're like, oh, this is marketable, or hey, maybe Zlatan, was right, and this kid will eventually turn the corner. But I keep saying it. I really do think Zlatan was taking the piss, man, because he's definitely not the
He
most
laughed
talented
first.
player in MLS. Definitely not the most talented player in this roster.
All right. That wraps up our Efra talk for the week. For now.
We talk
Yeah,
about that guy
bullshit.
every week, damn it.
I know. Until he's gone. But it's not
We
just
talk-
us. Well,
We used to talk about this
it's
like
you.
this about Cabral before. Remember?
no, it's literally not just us though. If you listen to not all the podcasts, but the majority of the podcasts, and I won't single them out, have the same amount of discussions about Efra because it's now as a TAM player, I think it makes it worse. The discussion's gonna be even more now. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, tune in on Tuesdays at YouTube at 9 p.m.
Rubble.
You'll see them talk about it. But yeah, hashtag BigTam7. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
let's give it up for Cabral, baby.
Seriously, Cabral. MLS was interesting this week. What a fucking run by Cabral, too. But
MLS was interesting this
By
week.
the way, what have I said always? The only time that guy ever scores is tap ins.
yeah,
Man,
but
that was an
the run,
attack.
that was a great
Yeah,
run.
that was
though.
an attack.
Yeah, it was a good run, but there was nobody covering him. It's like they forgot that he existed. And he's like, hey.
I don't mean it in a bad way, but I'm just waiting for the St. Louis train to fucking crash and burn
Same.
already. Like,
Same here, man.
It's gotta happen.
I don't know how you look at their highlights and you're like, yeah, they can do this every week
But
for
it's-
34 weeks.
They,
plus
they always
playoffs.
get
Wait,
gifts
let me
and
ask you.
goals too.
Let me ask
Yeah,
you.
bro.
Let me ask you a question. You've seen the Atlantas, LAFCs, Seattles. We seen them come in as expansion teams and do what they did. This is the most entertaining though because of the way it's happening. I think.
But their games aren't entertaining.
Yes, they are. What do you
They're
mean?
like all giveaways and like
Their games are
AYSL
chaotic.
games.
I don't know. They're entertaining to me.
Their opponents have a combined like 3 wins.
I don't know. Still, it's gonna be like
That fool has nothing but turnover goals. Like
Klaus.
he's so
Santa
slow
Claus.
running at the
And,
fucking.
and watch the Galaxy lose.
I don't
against
get
them,
it.
bro.
Just poke the ball away. Bro. Like I don't get it.
I'll take Klaus on our team though.
I would not.
And they come in with like some really aggressive fans that talk shit to everybody.
Oh,
yeah, bro. It's like just I'm waiting for that.
There
one.
better be a supporter group called the Saint Lunatics, bro. And they better sing Air Force One.
They have. I actually heard the names of some of their supporters groups. Like they have one called the St. Luligans. That's one of them. Another one is called the St. Louis, like nap time or something. It's for like a bunch of dads that take their kids to games or something.
That's pretty tight.
And there's one more. Damn it, I forgot what they're called. But yeah, those are the two main ones. And yeah, they take it really seriously. One of the things that's interesting about the stadium, and I just want to put that out there, is that apparently it was built in a really rundown part of town, and they're trying to,
St. Louis.
I guess, gentrify the area or something, or revitalize it by building that stadium and trying to get people to come down and check out the team in the stadium and just bring up that whole area up like that.
Kind of like Inglewood.
Yeah.
Yeah, they built
Or-
2 stadiums there.
Yeah.
Or downtown LA, like before. Do you remember what downtown LA was like before LA Live? Before
Nah,
Staples
bro. I wasn't
Center?
alive
It
in the
was,
'60s like you.
Bro, these dudes got 6 games in the next month. Like,
no, that area was rough, dude.
I do remember. Actually, my mom used to go because my mom used to like swap meets and stuff. So she used to go to downtown to buy like the jewelry and stuff. So we would go and yeah, I remember it was not the place to be.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's still really not.
Oh, but it was way worse.
It was pretty bad, dude. It's like there's no reason for you to go to downtown LA at all, unless you work there.
And even then, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, you guys want to get into this game, or is there any other news?
Well, let's talk about the traveling supporters, man.
Shout out to the traveling supporters.
we also did sign a short-term, can't say it right now.
Oh, yes.
Short-term
Yes.
loan deal.
Big
The
shout
goalkeeper.
out. So,
Cervantes.
do you know our friend? You know our friend David? Yeah, you do. I told you this, right, Edgar?
Yeah,
Good
Dave.
friend of our show, David Godino Art.
Doing art. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, some of you probably have some of his paintings. You can't see them, but I have some up here. So Galaxy signed a short-term deal goalkeeper Aaron Cervantes, who happens to be the cousin of our good friend David Godina.
Homegrown player.
Yeah, so
Plays for Galaxy 2 next.
So
or
we're
whatever
gonna-
the hell.
we're gonna pull some strings, and Aaron will be on the show soon. I'm just kidding. Nah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna let him do him. But yeah, big shout out to him, man. That was pretty close. It's so close to home that
Talk about being like ready for your shot, right? I mean, he was with the OC team 2 weeks ago. Before Bond got injured, he signed to the next team,
next pro whatever.
and
it's
then
called.
because of the injury, he was the first one up to get called.
Main roster.
I thought we had a third string.
That was last
Rick
year.
Sanchez.
No,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought, and then I looked it up, and
I think they
I'm like,
quietly
Hey.
just like disappeared. Like there's no
Rick
announcement.
Sanchez disappeared on the same time Justin Roiland lost his spot with Rick and Morty. So I don't know, man. There's a connection there.
Ah, dude, that's actually a good connection there. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you're actually clever. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, yeah. There it is. So that's gonna get annoying. And I knew it before. I was like, why did I set it up? I was like, why did I give Chewie this power?
I'm not using it all that often. It's kind of hard to get it to reactivate.
That's
That was a
she
good
said.
one, though.
All right. So let's get to this game, right? LA Galaxy traveled to Portland yesterday at 1 p.m. So we had the early Fox games. So everyone better had watched it because you had no excuse. And I'm an Android person, so I have more excuses than you. I'm stalling when I pull up the lineup. Here we go.
I can tell you the lineup.
So the Galaxy came out so Jonathan Klinsmann in goal for the injured Jonathan Bond, and I want to talk about him a bit later. Raheem Edwards, a left back, center backs again, the pairing, and it looks like this might be the pairing until the Under 20 World Cup later this year. Jalen Neal and Martin Cáceres. And right back, you had the debut starting Caligari and Brugman sitting as CDM. This is the way MLS has it laid out, by the way. Brugman at CDM, Tyler Boyd at left mid, Ricky and Mark Delgado sharing the center mid, and Memo Rodriguez at right, and Preston Judd in for Dejan Joveljic, who's away in national duty, on top. So funny, because going into this game, I was like, damn, all those missing pieces. This is going to be bad. It's not going to be good for us. Although I knew Portland was a shitty team. But then I see somebody missing here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, maybe it won't be so bad. You guys, how are you guys feeling once you saw this lineup with that surprising change?
I thought they were gonna win. I was refreshing by the minute to see that lineup, and when I saw it, that's the first thing I told you guys: we're gonna win. We're gonna win.
We should have, but
Yeah, I was really excited. I was more excited than anything, just the fact that Caligari was getting the start. So I was really looking forward to that. I was also curious to see how Preston Judd would perform in this very rare opportunity for him to have like the spotlight to himself. And those were the two things that stuck most to me, and also just to see how Tyler Boyd would continue to improve now that he's getting more minutes, he's getting more match fit. Oh, and one thing to notice, I'm not sure, but I heard somebody say during the broadcast that this is the first time that Jonathan Klinsmann starts an MLS match. Is that
no,
correct?
that's false. The Minnesota game. How can you forget?
Yeah, one of the last games of
Okay, yeah,
2 seasons ago, or
We won 1-0 off a Cabral goal. I can't forget
Oh, that's
that.
correct. I remember.
And
Yeah,
he made
okay.
that. I argued that he made that save that Bond would have made. We're deflected. He had to switch directions quick.
Yeah. Okay, so they were wrong. When I heard that, I was like, that's kind of funny.
Hell
I'm
yeah,
not quite
baby.
sure.
I forgot.
News
myself.
across the galaxy 1. Whoever still was wrong, 0.
That's Apple TV
And-
for you.
See?
It's funny because
Samsung
I
for life.
also heard that Taylor Twellman was supposed to do this game, but he got like food poisoning or something, and he threw up on the airplane, and he
Oh,
ended up
shit.
not doing it. So LA Galaxy 2 to the Pullman, nothing.
Oh man, that's funny. But yes, you were saying you were excited.
Yeah,
Okay.
but just Lucas Calegari getting a start. That was pretty cool.
Okay. So the game once it started, dude. I don't know if it was a combination of Caligari, no number 7, and Judd, but we look a lot quicker. That ball was moving a lot faster. Ricky was not dribbling as much. Maybe Ricky's getting used to having a winger. And I know we'll get to that later, but at least he's aware, even though he's not doing anything about it. And I mean, Memo's not the answer, but it's better. And yeah, dude, chances after chances. You know, you saw it early on. Brugman got that space to bang it in, but you know, Big Mighty Bingham, fucking making saves like he never has before.
I didn't see that one coming.
No, I did not. Fucking bastard. By the way, little fun fact, or I don't know, fun fact, little story about Bingham. So I used to work at a soccer facility here in Southgate. It used to be called Goals back then. And once his contract ended, he was doing a soccer clinic and Goals. And he told me he was going to retire. That was like, what, 3 years ago now?
Dang.
Bitch ass should have retired. We would have had 3 points right now. Yeah, he told me he was going to retire after his contract was up. And he didn't.
Good for him.
Yeah,
There's
I
something
guess.
else I wanted to mention also. Right from the get-go, and we've seen this 3 games in a row now. I don't know if you want to call it like, early game jitters, but
Jalen?
Jalen Neal almost gave up another goal.
And then they pass it right back to him.
I was like,
That was
no,
horrible.
Jalen, no.
Yeah.
That's the
that was the
third game
worst
in a
one.
row that he does that.
That's the worst.
I don't know if
part
that's
so far, though.
tradition.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
bet-
like this is how his superstition.
I mean, if we play St.
start off
Louis, they're
bad.
gonna score right off the bat, dude.
Oh, that's why they're doing it. So
Start
when
off
we play,
bad, go up.
so when we play St. Louis, it doesn't look as suspicious and give it straight to Klaus.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he starts against St. Louis.
He probably be in the. We don't pay him. I think we play them in the summer, so he might be gone. Right?
Yeah.
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 Ah, Big Mighty Bingham, you're a bitch. So yeah, dude. This. Who was this team? You know, from the beginning, it was not the team that I had seen in the last couple of weeks. Chances after chances. Judd present. You could feel his presence. It sucks to say, but I think it's more evident that, especially with this style, that Dejan probably is not a starter. And I'm not saying Judd is the answer. It's just his style fits more, right? You need to find a more skilled, like Judd style or Chicha style player.
Can I add to
no.
that?
I don't know. I don't know what the final product is gonna be if everybody was healthy and available. Besides him, Judd being the third option, I will still take Jovelis coming off the bench.
Oh yeah.
Also depends on the opposition. So, for example, if you're looking at a team with the defense that we have, you throw in Judd to finish the game because we're small. You know, we don't have a 6. What?
We don't have
Jalen
Brandon
Neal would be
Vasquez.
the biggest one, but I don't think he plays to his height yet. Casares being our next starting center back, he's 6 foot tall, so we're pretty short compared to the other teams in the West and most of the teams in the East. So depending on who we're playing, I think you have to make the right choice. But once those wingers get in tune with the team and the team figures the wingers out, and I'm specifically talking about Boyd, I think any forward up there is going to be as deadly as the next.
No love for Spring Costa.
Whatever, man.
That's
if
pretty
he's going to
cool.
be the best option that we have for that wing, because another thing too is with left back coming in, I think if Memo is given an opportunity to continue to play on that wing, he'll be able to play in a space where he's more comfortable between the sideline and the top of the 18-yard box. You know, he's not a get chalk on your boots type of winger. If you're gonna play him, he's in that 3/4 of the field where he could be deadly, and I like that for him. Something that we saw with Lucas this game because he was able to push up. Memo was able to squeeze in a little bit and be a lot more disruptive, create those lanes.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that, Spenny, because I got a chance to look at a heat chart of what Caligari did during this game, and he spent most of his time like from the midfield going forward. And with Raheem actually hanging back more than usual. So that shows right off the bat the kind of impact a player of that caliber, despite his age, can have. Um, but going back to what you guys were talking about regarding wingers and Joveljic, I'm convinced that Dejan Joveljic should be a lot more effective once we had like obviously legitimate wingers, not just one guy like in Tyler Boyd, but like another legitimate winger that not only uh, attracts some attention because they could be a scoring option, but also because they're able to distribute the ball more. And um, another thing that I heard somebody mention was how Ricky Puig was really frustrated because there were many times where he would pass the ball to the wingers and they would either lose the ball or dribble into defensive pressure and get stripped. And these are things that you would hope they would work out in the preseason, but in games like this where damn that they definitely could have had a W and it doesn't happen, you just leave the game frustrated. And I'm getting way ahead, but it's something that we could point out as we go along as we talk about the game because there are many opportunities where Galaxy had those like runs where they could have scored and they just complicated things for themselves.
I think that was everybody though, which I think is falls on Vanny because something is not clicking. You're not getting some sort of message across where everybody's having a turnover where they're getting stripped.
Yeah.
You know, that's as much of a coaching issue as it isn't a player issue. Because for that much possession, you still can't find space. There's some sort of disconnect. For everybody to offensively, damn, I lost the word, dispossessed, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
Everybody offensively got stripped out.
I mean, less in this game, but it's been a lot of that the over dribbling or holding too long and not making the easy pass. Even Ricky, when like you said, he still sometimes refuses to hit Boyd.
I don't think. I think it's just a matter of time. There was a lot of times where they didn't read him right, where he had his back to them already, and they pass it short, or he's facing them and they pass it long. Like they just, I think the whole team overall still doesn't have a grip on how fast that guy can be on the field.
Another thing that you guys hit upon also is possession. And just to give you guys an idea, Galaxy had 73% possession at the half and ended up with 67% by the end of the match. And I remember at halftime, I was listening, I was walking around the house and I was listening on my earphones. And I remember thinking to myself, man, is it going to be one of those games where you have all this possession, right? And all this buildup and for nothing. And how much longer can they keep this up? Because it's kind of like the whole Cabral thing where you have all these opportunities to score, and for one reason or another, it just doesn't happen. And eventually, it starts to become really detrimental. And I know that the team is still a work in progress, but man, you expect some results, especially against a team that's so woeful right now, Portland. How many injuries did they have? Was it like 8, 9 guys out due to injury? Damn, you gotta take advantage of these opportunities.
Yeah, but it's also you look at some of these chances, and we'll talk about this game. Some may say unlucky. I mean, Judd had one that a good hustle play by him too.
So to put stats behind what you're saying, they had 10 shots. This is at halftime. 10 shots, 4 on frame, and 2 of them hit the post, which don't count to be on frame.
Right.
That's either really good. Hey, we didn't mention it, but against Vancouver, besides that spill, that goalie was putting in some work for them too. This goalie, obviously, he had 4 saves. He put a hand on the one that went wide, or a foot on it. So I mean, Bingham had a game for himself this game too, and I mean, with a chip on his shoulder, I would guess playing against the Galaxy.
The team that
right?
almost forced him to retire.
Yeah.
No, you're correct, Spenny. I actually heard that it was a surprise that Bingham got the start because he's not there. He wasn't expected to get to be the starter, and but Gio Savaresi, I guess, pulled him over to the side and said, "This is it. It's time to get some revenge or some measure of respect from this team that just dropped you when you were starter for so long. So go out there and show them what's up." And he came in and he did his job.
He was even good in the air.
Yeah,
this game,
seriously.
bro.
He'd come on. I'm like, here we go. Oh,
That's one thing that sucks, that this team has changed so often that you didn't have anybody there to tell you your former players' weaknesses, right?
Yeah, true.
One thing that I didn't like was that you had Judd that was clearly towering over every defender in Portland except McGraw, or what's his name?
Super.
Whatever. Point is, he was towering over everybody, and they had him on the first post. Put him on the second post, make Bingham get big in the air and miss it, so we could have a shot at goal. Like, nobody was there to help him make that adjustment. That's what I didn't like. As big as he is, I don't know why they don't have him try at least one play where he's in the back post, right? All his plays on set pieces were to the first post. No,
Yeah,
I
no
mean, he's
scouting on
tiring
the-
over everybody. He showed you how he was punking.
Well,
them.
maybe it could be Vanny should know his opponents, right? So it could be what Edgar said. Like, maybe they weren't planning. It was like, no way, this guy's gonna start, and then he did.
True.
And then
Good
he
point.
didn't want to like throw off the game plan. Like, oh, I don't know how to bowl. This guy's starting. Let's do this. Something like.
Good point.
Yes.
Yeah, he has a lot of, I guess, new players to this game that if you audible, they might mess things
True.
up.
It's
But
like-
I mean, Zlatan dominated the league.
Yeah.
And his
Yeah, bro.
runs,
This
his
is the
runs were
name you just
always to
said.
the second
You
post.
you just said the name. It's Zlatan. Come on.
Yeah, but
There's no yeah, but
If you
there's-
guys go
it's
back and look
Zlatan.
at this game, Judd was punking those fools.
Yeah.
They were stacking them. They were double teaming them with bodies. They were holding them, pulling them.
Dude,
They were doing pre-run checks. If you don't know what I mean, like before his run start, they were checking them, like body checking them.
the kid is tough though.
Yeah,
He's built for tough.
build a little. He was a little faster than I thought when he got those lanes.
Yeah.
he was a little faster. Just
Yeah.
again, Bingham came out of his box twice to clear.
That's
the
what
ball.
fucking surprised me the first half.
The first one surprised me. The second one was like, "You're doing it again."
I was like, oh, fuck you.
I was gonna say, "Not fuck you," but then he got hurt,
Oh,
and that one was
yeah.
for real. Right from the
Oh,
beginning,
yeah.
you could see it. He was like,
we're at Downey Brewery Company. We're fucking laughing at the second string keeper
"Oh,
because we're like,
getting ready.
yeah, we're like, oh, he's gonna get his moment, and then it was with the friends Tony and Cisco, or no, actually Tony had left. Cisco, his brother, and another friend. I forgot his name. We call him Crack. Whatever. And we see that he takes off his jersey and gives it to a player, and then like out of a fucking comedy or something, or like fucking Nelson Muntz from The Simpsons stands up and points at the screen. They have no more subs. Loser doesn't get to come in. Started laughing. I was like, that's fucked up. He's like, it's poor Gil. Oh, it's my chance to sign. Nope, no
Nope.
subs. Sit down. Take hey, Spenny, get up. Give me your shirt. Oh,
"Yeah, I missed it."
missed it.
Fuck.
Anyways, I just the moment I thought was hilarious at the bar. We got a lot of laughs there. But
Something that you mentioned reminded me of another aspect of this game. How you mentioned how Judd, they kept checking him. This game was pretty tense, man. Chris Pencil handed out like, what was it, 7 or 8 yellow cards? I mean, it was very chippy. Yeah. I don't know if
liked
it's the
it.
field. I don't know if it's just the fact that there's guys that are fighting for starting spots because there's so many people out, but they were really chippy. And we even saw Caligari, get a yellow right off the, in his first
Ricky's was stupid.
match.
I think that was the only
Yeah.
stupid yellow.
No,
You
yeah.
know,
Even
it-
Jalen got one.
It might be early. I think Jalen's was smart though.
Yeah.
No, who's that? What's that ref's name? Do you remember?
Chris
Who?
Pencil.
Chris Pencil. I
think they were all deserved.
Tony, he was there in the first half. He pointed out it's funny that he would leave and it would change. He pointed out that he let his people play, and actually let us hate that ref because he lets teams play. Bro, actually, something we didn't mention talking about letting them play. That Cáceres slide tackle. That was a fucking PK, bro.
Yeah,
How the hell does it not get called? I was like, for you in the group message, I put it, I was like, oh, fuck. And we're playing great. And it was like, fuck, of course. We're playing fucking great. And then we give away a PK.
that was a.
Tell me it wasn't, dude. Shout out to Pencil.
That was a PK on VAR, but not live. When they put the angle of where the ref was, it looked like he kicked the ball out. But on that replay,
You talking about clear and obvious to me? That's clear.
I don't know.
man.
I don't know what VAR. Whoever that VAR person was, I want them in our game every week.
Hey, after what happened last week with Jovic, we kind of, karma, baby. You got to get something. Right?
Yeah, but it's like,
That was bad.
that was
That's
bad.
just bad for the league.
Oh, well.
Like, if I was a forward watching, like, okay, I have an opportunity to come to MLS. Let me check this out.
But that's another
They're
opportunity.
going to let them do that to me?
That's another opportunity where I can't remember the plays now, but that's another play where it should have been an indirect inside the box. Like we're against those or something in MLS.
That's
oh,
not
yeah, the
indirect.
indirect
could
free
be.
kick inside the box, right?
Fuck, no, that's a PK. That's not.
I mean, it could. What I'm saying, it's a foul. It's a foul inside the box. Give something, you know? Even if it is against us, like that's bad for the league. That's horrible.
I'll take it. for
Yeah,
this
I'll
one.
take it.
But fuck, dude. I was like, nah. And the ref didn't go see it or nothing. I was like, nah. Well, no hay sangre?
But some were smart though. The Calavati one was, it was a foul.
I actually don't mind those.
He was like a second late on that.
So, nah, you know what? I don't mind those. Again, we got to the second half, and I feel like some yellow cards were given out easily, which is funny, like I said, because my homies had said Chris Pencil lets people play. But in the second half, he was giving them out like hotcakes.
The Neil one was smart. He was gonna get burnt by that guy.
Yeah.
They probably know him,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
They probably know each other from playing.
Raheem Edwards did.
What if he would have just tackled that dude just straight up?
Well, I mean,
Bam.
he could have.
He could've.
Raheem Edwards did last week.
Yeah,
Shit.
did the zigzag.
Make it a tradition, dude. Just like he should have bulldogged him into the turf.
These, Raheem Edwards might be a little sus at defense, but his Twitter game is great. Did you see it?
Nah.
Did you see it with that foul, Edgar? He retweeted that foul, the yellow card, and all he put was all ball.
All right.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How many viewers are going to lose after today? I promise only this week or next week maybe because we'll be on the WrestleMania high still.
We're not gonna be here next week.
Yeah, we won't be here next week, by the way. So get your soccer somewhere else. Not like we're the greatest anyways, but plenty of podcasts to choose from. So start looking out for those because if you happen to see the live icon or reminder, come on, don't watch. It's going to be a disaster. That means we don't know what we're doing, and for some reason we decided it was a good idea to do a live show. So
Oh, Eddie, it's been guys. I almost forgot to mention the fact that the traveling supporters got to see this. We didn't get to see it unless there was like a zooming in and in the north end of the Timbers Army section. They had a Klein outside
oh yeah,
in the stadium.
that's true.
Timbers Army. I mean, Portland fans. They like to. They like to shake things up, right? We have told you how like they've talked crap to Merrick Poston in that stadium repeatedly. Well, hey, they're like Klein Howe. Screw you, Klein.
Good looking out.
So props to them.
Good looking out to Portland. They said those are some of the most welcoming fans, and they got her back to find out.
Yeah.
All right.
MLS is a family, man. Except with those orcs up the
All right,
road.
Let's continue on with this game. So there were some tired legs, and I'm not gonna talk about the player themselves, but it was definitely a time for a sub, and I think not just the person that was coming in was the wrong sub, but I think the person that came out was the wrong sub, or at least there should have been another one. I know there isn't many options, but I think the pace of the game for us at least had kind of slowed down because I think Judd was gassed. You know, the kid is not used to playing 90 minutes. It's been like since he was with G2 that he's seen the field for 90 minutes, and I think the sub should have been for him, and they should have figured out a way where somebody pushed up or something just to keep the pace going. And instead, you bring out a winger, right? And you bring in someone that's not going to run when you have somebody else that's legs have already been ran into the ground. And that sub to me was one of the worst subs you could have made, given the way the game was going. In my opinion, the game was still there for us to take. Let's be clear. Right, and I don't think this sub in Vanny's mind was made to settle for the tie, right?
No, but Eddie, I have a question for you. And I'm saying this judging from his facial reaction after he sat down. Tyler Boyd looked pretty upset, and I was thinking, how much of this had to do with the fact that maybe he felt maybe because Tyler Boyd wasn't getting the service that he expected from Ricky Puig, maybe he was just gas, a lot, when you play that position, a lot of times you make a lot of runs, and you make a lot of runs, and you make a lot of runs, right? And how often was he getting the ball on those runs? And you get to the point where you're like, man, I'm winded, I'm tired, I'm frustrated. And maybe it just wasn't working, and he was tired. And Vandy was like, well, let me bring in, meal number 7 over here with side of fries and the Coke. And see if he could do something like he did against Charlotte last year. But he just kind of disappeared into the field after he came in. He didn't do anything, and that's disappointing.
No comments, thoughts on the sub.
I liked it.
Yeah,
it speaks to what Vanny already said about him, his feistiness, his wanting to play. He's very unselfish with his runs. There was a couple times where he got looked off 3 or 4 times, and the next play he still made the run. Yeah, in the second half. A couple times he got looked off. There was once where there was a turnover.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Boyd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, good. Yeah, I was like, wait, I was talking about the sub.
I was like, are you talking about number 7, bro?
There was I was talking about Boyd before he came out.
I must have been confused.
Before he came out, there was like 2 or 3 runs that he got like waved off or looked off when he was on the left, and he still made the run on the next play, even though again it was a stupid ass long pass. But he still made that run. It's just the type of player that he is. I would have wanted a player like him to be happy about coming off for Efrain Alvarez. He at least had the decency not to like kick something or talk shit to the coach. But I appreciate that attitude.
Yeah.
You want to play. You
Yeah,
want to play.
that's true.
And if they can figure you out, meaning your team can figure you out, and reward you with those runs, and it'll be worth it come week 18, 19, 20, and on.
But no, we're talking about the sub itself now.
As far as for Judd, though, I think it's good. I mean, he went through it.
But
you know what 90 minutes feels like.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
It can't get any worse than that.
And
He
in a
got beat
hostile
up.
environment, too.
He got beat up for 98, 102 minutes with extra time, He legitimately got beat up. He got checked all over the field, and he ran through 90 minutes. He still made some late runs, even with Efrain Alvarez on the field. Are you going to die? No. If you take a deep breath, can you still keep running? Yes. Right?
I wonder what's going on with these other kids though, like Aguirre and what's the other guy's name?
Danny Aguirre.
Paris, and who else was on the bench? But anyways, I mean, as much shit as we talk, like these kids are obviously we've seen more promising things from these kids than number 7. So I wonder exactly what's going on, why they're not seeing the field. And to me, the biggest thing was, dude, the sub was terrible because of the pace of the Galaxy was like gone. They literally died. The offense died when that sub was made. It could have been a combination of who came in and who came out, right?
I think there's a reason why they made it so late too, though.
And also, they switched Memo to the other side, and I thought Memo was having a decent, okay game at least on that side. And it's, I don't know, it was just, to me, it was like, I didn't understand it. I don't understand why these other kids aren't seeing the field. It's a mystery.
It was the
I
only
mean,
side of the game.
Saldana, I mean, the guy broke his leg. He broke a bone.
well, he's more. Saldana actually is an exception because he's more in the like the middle. He can't. He's not as versatile.
Drossi,
I mean,
he wasn't going to give you
Aguirre
anything
and
offensively.
Perez.
Aguirre maybe on the wing, but yeah, I don't mind what he did. You gave your best lineup 90 minutes, and you showed them what they can do if they could just, build through their frustration. That's the best thing that I can think of. Who you really going to sub in to make a difference in this game? And even if Rain wasn't it,
I would have done Aguirre just because of the pace. of the
Maybe
game.
bring in Danny Aguirre and then free up Edwards and then just have run three in the
True.
back.
Aguirre's played in the back too.
I don't know, that's tough.
I mean, what are you gonna do at
when
this
Portland
point?
made their 3 subs, they started to attack. And
Yeah,
even
but-
though Klinsmann
And you
didn't
couldn't
have-
hit him back because you couldn't run.
Yeah, but it's just you're away. You're away. You're already depleted. It's hard to want to make that last push. For what? You're gonna shoot
I mean,
yourself
it
in the
is
foot.
Then that,
True.
in your argument, with your argument, then I would have brought in Aguirre, put him in that position, and have him not push up as much. At least he can defend. He's shown that he can defend.
But I don't think defensively you were that worried about it. More so than getting countered because somebody didn't.
That's even worse.
Nah,
Let's talk about the pace here.
nah. I'm okay with the point.
I just don't like this food. That's why. Fucking my line.
I'll take the point in this situation with so many people out, so many starters still missing, so early in the season in Portland. I'll take that point. That Klinsmann
No,
saved
definitely.
us.
That was the last thing that
Klinsmann
we pretty much
saved
got to bring up. An unusual mistake by Cáceres. Guy
Yeah.
whiffed that ball, which I mean it happens, but we haven't really seen it from Cáceres, so that was like a holy shit moment. And big Klinsmann, huh?
Yeah, that was late in the game. I think like in the
His
80th
first
minute
save.
or something. Like that was the first shot on goal for Portland. I think it was the only shot on goal.
Yeah. And for some keepers, it's a lot harder when you face your first shot that late. And Klinsmann was up for the task, dude. I really do like this kid. I think I don't know what the numbers are like, but I think Bondi needs to be careful because this kid is I feel more comfortable with him too. And then even that's another reason too why we could be coming out a lot quicker. His distribution, he uses his hands a lot more than Bond does to distribute.
Yeah.
And those balls aren't a dime. You
Yeah.
know, he hit Ricky a few times, where Ricky like I could see it on the screen. He asked for the ball for like, he puts his hand up and in like 2 seconds, bam, this dude hits him quick when he's open with his hand. He's got a rocket for an arm too.
Yep.
So there's a lot of
Bigger frame than Vaughn.
yeah. So Klinsmann is it's definitely the future. I know Dejan said he wanted to be, but right now it looks like Klinsmann is definitely the guy. I'm actually looking through the highlights and they're showing the Portland keeper get ready.
Well, I mean, Vaughn is expected to be out 2 to 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Before he can return to practice.
Yeah.
So he's out 3 to 5,
Maybe I would
maybe
say.
4 to 6 at most, right? You're looking at some tough games where you can't just, in my opinion, just throw him back in. You got the Sounders next, Houston, LAFC, Austin, Orlando, and Colorado.
Those last three are definitely winnable. But Houston's doing well. Seattle's doing well.
Seattle's
LAFC,
doing
obviously, they're doing well. So, but yeah, if somebody, I think it was Michelle, our friend Michelle from
Simply
Simply Soccer. She mentioned like, what's going on? Where are the goals? I'm missing the goals or something like that. I told her, hey, Michelle, don't worry. They're gonna pop off on April Fool's Day against Seattle, baby. April Fools.
Oh,
Here comes the Galaxy.
shit.
6 goals. Bam.
It tends to be fireworks against Seattle in the last couple years, so maybe.
What if like, that's the team we just like figured out against?
Chicha should be back, right? Against Seattle.
I don't think so.
If he
Maybe.
does, it might be limited minutes.
Yeah, he could
Yeah.
come off the bench or something. But still,
Is
Is
that match
Jovic
is at
gonna be
home,
back?
right?
Huh?
Yeah.
Is Jovic gonna be back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be back.
I know like people have been upset on Twitter and stuff, but I'm a fan of what Seattle did up there. So they were like the first ones to me to kind of figure it out like into the new MLS. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a long match next Saturday. Thank God I'm gonna be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Seattle has so much depth. Ridiculous.
Bastards. Whatever. We have number 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do it right now. My nose is stuffing up. It sucks. Anything else worth mentioning in this game before we start giving out some awards?
Bryant was there.
Bryant was there.
That's all I
Brian was
got.
there. And
That's about it.
he was going to be here to give us an actual report of what it was like to be in the stands.
You want a report
but-
from Bryant? Flip out. It was green. That
report where Houston
much it.
vanished from the field. I mean, from the league. No Houston.
That was pretty much it. That was my Brian impression. That's all I got. Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. Let's do some awards. Let's see. Spenny, you haven't been here for. Oh, you've been here, but you've been here 2 nights in a row. Before that, you hadn't been here in a while. So, what award do you want to start with?
Game is off award.
Game is off award. Game is off.
You go first though.
That Portland goalie that got up thinking he was going to come in. No, just kidding. They literally have it in the highlights. Him like, hell yeah. Anyways, let's see. Game is off.
That one's kind of easy
Do you think so?
for me. Yeah.
I want to hear it. Go for it.
Again, Ricky hasn't been playing that well. His passes hasn't been that great. He's been getting, like Spenny says, dispossessed a good amount. He's not. I think coaches are starting to figure him out, and it sucks to say, but something's up there. He's not playing that well.
You know what? I'm going to just be lazy and I'm going to go Ricky too. Because I think this game was pretty well played by the Galaxy, and we have to nitpick, right? So Ricky missed some of those open passes again. So
He didn't miss him.
He didn't.
he
take
ignored
him.
him.
Yeah,
Can do
he
him.
didn't do him.
Yeah, so I'll go with Ricky as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I'm hoping that this is not the reason why Barca was so willing to let him go. The lack
For
of
free.
yeah, the lack of vision or the lack of I don't know what to call it, but it's showing bad. Like, these are wide open lanes.
And he's doing it, and the Chewy said the coaches are figuring him out. I don't think so. I think he's self-inflicted. This is all him doing it to himself.
He's looking for that half turn too much.
Yeah.
He's expecting so much contact that I don't know. I think the physicality of the league is catching up to him too a little bit, and he's
Starting to feel those.
he's looking here instead of here. I think that's part of the problem too. But I don't know. Yeah, I think he was for what we expect from him and what he said he wanted to accomplish. Yeah, his game is definitely off.
Edgar?
Really not sure. Like, there was one play that I remember where they left me shaking my head, and that was like I think sometime maybe halfway through the second half, where Push passed the ball to Memo, and it was one of those times where I told you guys that Memo took the ball and he had a lane towards the box, and instead of doing that, he kind of did like a little cutback and then complicated things. And the Galaxy ended up passing the ball around in the 18, and by that point, the Portland defense had already come back, and there's no way they were going to get a good clean shot off. So you took an opportunity where Push passes you the ball, and you had a good clear lane, like having straight towards the goal, and instead you decided to slow up and let things get all weird. That's something that we saw a lot when Cabral was here. I thought we were done with that crap. So to hear you guys say like, oh, Puig wasn't distributing the ball well. No, he was. It's just that a lot of times we don't have like proper wingbacks. I mean, not wingbacks, wingers, and the guys aren't really like moving in and doing their job. But these are all things that can be remedied. It's just for me the biggest frustration is the fact that you're playing this team and they have so many liabilities and you couldn't get more than just the this draw. I really wish they could have got that 3 points, man.
So who was it?
Memo.
Oh,
Memo.
it's because you never say who.
One
I
thing,
did. I did. I said Memo. Did this play where he could have scored. It could have been a.
Okay, you kind of just ran right through it.
one thing I'll clarify if it was misunderstood. Like you said right now, how we're saying that Ricky wasn't, I guess, completing those passes. It's not that he wasn't completing the passes that he was trying. My beef with him is that he wasn't attempting the passes that were wide open either. So it wasn't so much that he was making bad decisions or giving bad passes. It was his lack of vision when lanes were wide open, and you could have had Tyler Boyd on a one-on-one or with a pass behind the line.
So you're saying he was trying to force things like that weren't really there?
No, he
Instead
wasn't
of just
doing
going.
that.
Instead of just going for like the easy stuff.
Yeah, like just give him the ball.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be spectacular.
Just
Always
give him the ball.
Awesome through ball. Just
You're trying to play inside too much with a team that's not built to play inside. I don't know how many different ways Vanny has to explain it to us. Our game isn't to attack through the middle. Our game is to break lines, and the way you break lines is you dribble at the middle and you play your wings, either cutting in or opening them wide.
but play him.
And if I'm wrong, I mean, correct me, but we're trying to break lines, right? How are you going to break lines? You need your diagonal runs or you need wing play.
And a number 10. Damn.
You know, that's my beef with them right now.
Yeah,
Right.
Cam.
Hopefully he gets to
Oh,
settle
wait.
that beef. For everybody's sake. You've got Heartman, the Heartman Award.
For
I'll go
me,
first.
Preston Judd.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got jacked.
Just,
I was gonna say the same thing.
he
Preston
did
Judd.
better than I thought he would. He took advantage of his opportunities. He got beat up for 90 minutes and still made late game runs. So I'm gonna give it to him.
Same. I like the kid. I like the fight he puts in. There's some like 50-50s also I saw that we didn't even talk about where he won most of the battles besides the ones he got hacked on. Yeah, so I like the kid. So Preston Judd, he put on a shift. So I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I want to say Judd as well. The only thing for me, I kind of felt like I know you guys probably be like, hey, don't be a contrarian, don't be
Contrary.
don't be a Debbie Downer or whatever. But I just felt like the moment was a little too big for him because there were a few opportunities, obviously, like when he hit the post, and there were some other chances where things could have been a little bit simpler, could have been a little bit simpler, and he just made things a little more difficult for himself. Maybe he was overthinking things. Maybe he felt like that pressure from the Timbers Army or just from being at that stadium. Because that stadium, if you've ever been there, and Brian will tell you this, that he's been there, that stadium itself is like a living creature. It's like it has like its own I don't know, something about the atmosphere there. It's just you feel like you're down in it. It's like it's something different.
They're on top
And
of you.
there's something about that stadium. And so for him to be called upon to come in there and perform at a high level in that kind of an environment, it might have been a lot for him. But you know what? Props to him. He went through the Diego Chara experience, and he came out unscathed. So good for him.
Yeah, I also
No.
think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna give my pick, but if you wanna say something about Judd, go for it.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say, yeah, you may say the moment was too big for him. I also feel a slight unluckiness to it. Turf is unpredictable sometimes. I think the one where he hit the post was a pretty confident take. He didn't blast the ball. He hit it, like in this like zone as a finisher.
he didn't have to tippy toe.
Yeah.
His strides were good.
Yeah. So I think there's also some unluckiness. Maybe if it's not on turf, maybe it goes in. So to say the moment was too big for him, I don't buy that entirely. I think he showed up, and I think he did what he could. I think if he would have got that goal, definitely his confidence would have skyrocketed. And for Dejan and you, Edgar, he wouldn't have. He probably would have had trouble getting that spot back. But like I said, I don't think Judd's the answer. I think he's great. But yeah. Anyways, Chewy.
I'm gonna give mine to Cáceres. Besides that one play, I think he was solid the whole game. He's part of the reason why there's goose egg, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was solid. He played really, really good. I think Neo is gonna learn a lot from playing next to him, and we need that. But yeah, Cáceres is a beast.
Yeah.
He does the smart move majority of the time.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I could have gone with him easily as well. Obviously, there was that one fumble, but we are so lucky to have Cáceres.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't seem to panic, and he's definitely no Siani or Shelvick or all these people, Steres, Romneys. Who else have we gone through in these last few years? It's so nice to have a real center back, and it's also awesome to see an up and coming center back.
It's refreshing to have. Sorry, I was going to complete your thought by saying it's refreshing to have two center backs that are very calm and collected and are able to think on the fly about like losing their shit.
Yeah, and they both aren't just like defend and just and clear. The Pele's build from them.
Yeah.
They both. Jalen is so calm on the ball too. He hits. He even hits the other team in the beginning. The other players from the other team in the beginning.
It's a little too calm.
Yeah, a little too calm. But yeah, when doesn't panic, it's promising. I hope it keeps going that way. Next standing. Do you guys think this is going to be a sweep?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think, I believe it's going to be back to back for me.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with Klinsmann.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll clear the room.
Oh.
Same the moment. I mean, there's a reason why we were taking a point and not 0.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What? I thought you guys were gonna say number 7. Wow.
That I actually was gonna go with somebody else. Okay.
Go for it.
Too late.
Too late. We already voted for you. Yeah.
No, I'm going Bergman. I was actually very impressed. He was captain, right? Again?
Yeah.
He was captain again. He had a couple of shots on goal, well, on frame. I mean, I thought he played really good. He was doing more, I think, than he should have, or than as a player he needed to, but he was there. He was really good. Very impressed.
Are you with Clinton as well, Edgar?
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. I need to. Oh man, I really need to forgive and forget the whole thing that
Donovan?
he did with Donovan, because that always. I don't know, man. It's always in the back of my mind every time I see him, and I know that stuff is like, he was younger and he had a mouth on him, but it always comes to my mind when I see him hit the field. But I feel like he's really mature. Obviously, Bond has his work cut out for him, and as we saw in the past with our club, when it came to Kevin Hartman and Matt Reeves, it's always good to have that healthy goalkeeping rivalry because they keep elevating themselves to become better.
Oh yeah, or like Spenny's pointing right now at the poster, Ricketts and Saunders.
I thought he was pointing at the WrestleMania sign.
There we go. We got another one in there.
Hey.
Yeah!
It's coming, dude. It's coming. You excited? Yeah.
Yeah, what's coming?
WrestleMania.
It doesn't matter what's coming.
What? It's so random.
Just for that, you just made the list.
There you go. Come on. How many can we get out? We only got like a couple things to go through.
Chewy. Get the table.
Get them all out, guys. Get them all out. All right.
What?
So let's run through these
What?
questions. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Edgar.
What?
Oh. Bastard. You got me. Got me back. All right. Let's run through some of these questions real quick, and we'll pretty much call it a day, unless somebody else has something else to bring up. Tony, be real. If we remain winless through the next 5 tough games, next 5, is it 100% on Vanny? Yes. Winless in the next 5? We're talking about 9 without a win?
Damn.
Yeah.
That's going to
No.
be like that
No.
2019.
Winless in
2009
5.
game.
Seattle,
You
Levas.
said winless. Doesn't mean you lose.
Still, fuck, tie 5.
You got Seattle,
Levas.
Austin, LAFC, Colorado. Who am I missing?
You missed Houston.
Houston.
We got to beat Austin.
You should beat Houston and
Orlando.
Austin. Getting a
And
point.
Colorado.
Getting a point against this Seattle team right now is
I'll take it.
getting a point or winning against LAFC right now.
I'll take it.
You know, and at home, you got to defend home. You got Seattle, Austin, and LAFC at home out of the next 5.
All right, let me talk to you.
We should beat.
It's
And you know, LAFC has never, ever won at the dig. So I want them to keep that, even if it is with a tie. I got that one.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That's right. But you know what? When it's in 5 though, you gotta steal one of them. There's always those games that
It's tough.
You get away with. 5. You're
This
talking
is
about
the
9
roster,
into the
though,
season. 9 into the season. What to win?
But look,
Colorado or Austin.
So you
should
don't put
be
it on Vanny
games.
if they end up not winning any of the next 5. That's the
Nah,
question.
dude.
winless? No.
No.
If you lose 3 out of the next 5, yeah, it's on you now.
Yeah, but winless, come on, bro. The players have to put something.
It's because Bond isn't coming back. Regardless, that's still a starter. Chicha is not coming back for another 3 or 4 games. Costa's not coming back for 3 or 4 months. They're not going to figure out
4
Tyler
months.
Boyd in
Fuck,
2
you
or
just-
3 games.
We're getting Summer Costa.
Summer Costa. Okay.
I was hoping we were going to get like.
I think the defense is what's going to keep this winless with ties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for mentioning the defense. One of the things I was going to say before we logged off was after giving up those 3 goals to Dallas in that first game of the season, they've only given up 1 in the last 3, and we got 2 shutouts. I mean, damn, how often has the Galaxy defense done that in the past, 5 years or
That's
so?
true.
I mean, granted, Kansas City and Portland aren't gonna, aren't at the top of your like MLS, top ranking teams. But wow,
away
they're gonna
points.
go through the ringer in the next
Yeah, but
3 games.
We're at their level, apparently. We can't beat them.
You got to build that confidence.
So-
because here comes Jordan Morris and his 4 goals.
Erga.
And his stupid blonde hair. So to the question, winless in 5 on Vanny.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. That's just
Because,
you got to
you-
steal one. There's one
Yeah,
you
no,
figured
no.
out.
No, yeah, but you got to make adjustments. If something isn't working, you got to make adjustments. I don't mean anything crazy. I'm just saying tinker because you have a good solid
Tinker.
core there.
With what?
Winless in 5.
What-
If 4 of those 5, what's his face? Number 7 starts, then yes, on Vanny.
I don't think
So
he
you got-
starts.
And you also got
If not,
Chicha
no.
coming back. Chicha's, I think he's a guy that's hungry, and he's gonna help us in one of these. He's gonna pull one, maybe the Houston one or the Austin one.
I'm gonna call it right now. I think he's gonna come back for the Houston game because he's gonna want to see his buddy Ache, and yeah, they're gonna pump that game up because it's gonna be in Houston. They're gonna try to pack that stadium, man.
I don't think he's back until LAFC.
Damn.
I don't think you, I don't think
Nah,
you
I
have him
think-
travel.
I think he plays next game.
Next
Some
one.
minutes.
I don't think you have him travel.
Yeah, probably not. Next one.
Next one's at home.
Ruben Yescas. Thanks for the chat, Eddie. Yes, it was dope, man. Good seeing you. Saw him at Downey Brewery. And that's probably as far as I'm going to travel to see away games. Galactic King 13.
Galactic King.
Galactic King. Galactic King. Why'd you put it all together? Underscore. Rumor. Wait. No. Hell no.
What?
Rumor. If we go to the playoffs, Eddie gets an Afro tattoo. Is this true?
Delete.
No.
Delete.
No.
Delete. Damn.
No.
There you go. There's another. I like that.
I was waiting for one of those.
Just get as many as you can in there. Logan Jones. If ever if ever has to save his family's life by using the right foot, he'll say, "Nah, fuck that."
It's a comment, at least.
I don't know. I haven't seen him use it yet, so I can't answer that question. You might be right though. I don't know. I don't think he's saying fuck that. I just think he can't.
Right. He has a goal with his right.
Hmm?
He has a goal with his right.
Yeah, whatever, bro. It's a joke.
I had nothing for that one. Got me completely out.
Next one.
Z33 underscore Carlos. Should Efra invest into a Starbucks?
McDonald's.
Never mind.
Starbucks.
That he was going somewhere else with that one.
No, I don't know. I don't get
I
it.
don't know what he's saying.
Please
Wendy's.
help us.
Next question.
Enlighten us, please, with this joke. Next one. Expert Dog. How can we end the boycott if Klein doesn't get fired? I want to go to the games. Then go to the games. I'm sorry. No, I mean, the boycott, you can boycott in many different ways. You boycott with your wallet. You boycott with your voice. If you wanted to go to the games, especially if you're a season ticket member,
You already paid.
go to the games. Don't buy anything inside.
Yep.
Sit on your
I-
hands. Don't clap if you want to, like, not give, show your presence at all, but go to the game.
Yeah, I think
Or try
the
to
writing-
try to find hold on. If you don't have your season tickets, wait, see if you can get a free one, get a $5 one. Those are a loss for them.
A $30 one.
With the beer, that's a loss for them already too. So go to the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the writing's on the wall as far as this whole thing, where they're gonna try to hide Klein as much as possible. It's like I said last week, where I was like, they're gonna stuff him into the basement, not let him see the light, the light of day, and they're gonna have, Will Kuntz and Banny working together and try to make things happen, and you won't hear or see from Klein now. Now, if they're stupid enough to actually like haul him out and have him do videos on social media, it's like, Chris Klein, president,
You have to.
blah, 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 blah,
So,
blah.
but
Yeah, he's the
the-
president.
Then
Yeah.
they're
The
like,
president of the team.
he moves everything. Who's gonna make him do something? Nobody.
He has to show face
Yeah.
on the May 6th game against Colorado.
If AG hasn't made him do anything, nobody in the Galaxy, in that company, can make him do anything. He can do whatever he wants. He's the president.
No, Dan Beckerman can tell him what to do.
Well, that's why from AG, but
But
nobody
he's aware.
from Galaxy.
He showed up for a meeting, so he's aware.
Yeah, he said "fuck you" to everybody.
Yeah, of course. They said it to to their faces, to our faces, by extending Klein's contract.
They didn't even say it. They
They
just
didn't even
did
say it. That was the biggest fuck you of all. They tried to bury that story, like it was all strategic. The day and time it was released, and where it was released. They're not
That's going to
stupid.
be a crazy atmosphere. May 6th. You get a lot of fucking booze.
well, another thing is also,
I gave my opinion about the Klein thing. I know everyone wants Klein fired, but I just with given the contract and the money and all that, I think there's no chance. That's what you got. No chance. Sorry, I said
damn,
that.
Eddie.
I just don't think he's gonna get fired, but I really just wanted to get that wrestling reference out. I haven't gotten one out in a while, so I had to. Edgar got me earlier. I can't go out with that.
Dude, for fucking now for this weekend, they should have him come out with his suit walking all badass to the middle of the field like fucking Vince.
Nah.
And just be like, I ain't going nowhere.
Given the reasons they gave us, it's gonna be here comes the money. Here we go. Here comes the money. The walk and everything.
Hell yeah.
He has to show face. Next
The one
question.
thing I'm really
One more question?
curious to see is whether or not he's going to be actually walking around the stadium like he usually does. You usually see him behind that main concourse. He'll walk around in his little suit and high five people or some of his homies or whatever. But
That's what it's pretty
once all this is
bro.
over, I wonder if he'll show face at the stadium and not care, or if somebody's actually going to step up to him and be like, "Hey, yo."
Nah.
Somebody
Fool.
is.
Nah, I don't think he'll be walking alone for at least for
Fortunately,
at first.
He shouldn't yet.
You
Yeah.
walk alone.
Let's say that. Let's just say that here on this show as well. As much as you disagree with this person, don't confront him.
Yeah,
Don't
nah.
get in his face. You know, don't be that person.
Don't go to jail for
Don't go
something
to jail.
stupid.
Yeah,
Don't give him a reason to.
Especially if you're part of the
make
boycott.
it-
It's only
Don't
going
give,
to
yeah,
reinforce
don't give him a
their...
reason to say, "Hey, look at these people. Look what they're doing."
Yeah. So yeah, just look the other way, walk away, whatever. This one is for Chewy or whoever else has tried it. Johnny Boy _ 8. Starry or Ciramista?
What?
The same shit.
Ciramista.
Sure missed.
Because the street I live on is
Same thing.
similar.
Tastes the same. I think they just reprinted the label. Says the same.
What was the question?
Starry or Ciramist? You didn't even know? Oh, look, show him. That's
That's
the
your
new-
miss. They
you
just
go.
rebranded.
Cool.
So same thing.
Yeah, same
It's
thing.
a tie.
It tastes the same.
It's a tie, just like the Galaxy game.
Oh,
Okay. L_ Juanitas. El número 7. Even the Foxy Portes guy said 7 needs a different type of diet. Verga. Yeah. Holy shit. Did they really? Ah, man. If somebody has like TiVo or something, or any way you can crop, I gotta hear this. There's no way.
I was watching the game in Spanish, right? In the Spanish broadcast.
Uh-huh.
And dude, they for the second week in a row, they bash him because he can't use his right every time. Oh, este chavo, oh no, como dicen, este niño no puede con su derecha. Ya todos lo saben. Yo no sé para qué trata. ¿Para qué hace eso?
Damn.
Sí,
Wasn't
todos saben que no.
Pescadito Ruiz
I was
on
like,
the Spanish
damn.
broadcast?
That's
Oh yeah,
sad.
he was in the Spanish broadcast too with
Pescadito
Fernando.
Ruiz was there.
I wish, or I don't know if Mexico. Oh, now it's Apple TV. If Mexico ever had a feed to like MLS games, because their media are pretty cutthroat. They don't give a fuck. They would like eat that fool alive.
I like
Especially
whoever
'cause
was
he's-
in this past broadcast.
Well,
I like-
because he's a Mexican national team player too. So
Good luck for him if he goes to Mexico.
Lo comen vivo.
no pun intended. Pun
No
intended.
pun intended.
no, él come vivos.
All right, cool. All right. That does it for the questions. Thank you to everyone who submitted your questions. Actually, I'm lying. There's a couple on Twitter. I think there were more comments than there were questions. Give me
Chris
one
Klein
second here.
will not be at the game this weekend.
By the way, hearts on the chat says LA Knight versus Chris Klein at WrestleMania.
That's why he will not be at the game this weekend.
Where we at here? Shit, sorry. This is why we need Brian here. The one and only reason, because he can maneuver quicker than I can on this shit. Okay. When is number 7? Oh, Soccer Dream or at Stankron24 on Twitter. When is number 7 leaving my club?
Never.
Summer, maybe.
I was
Maybe.
going to use a Chris Jericho, but I hope not.
I don't have any wrestling references for that.
I
Let's
don't
say,
either.
who knows?
At this point, I don't think never.
It feels
Hopefully-
like never.
Hopefully by
Feel-
the end of the summer.
it feels like his contract's just gonna expire, and that's how he's gonna be gone.
I hope by the end of the summer.
He's gonna
I
take
hopeful.
over.
Yeah, it's hopeful this year, but it doesn't look promising. To live and die in LA. Can we trade Efra for Cabral? And then he attaches the video of the run he did. You know what's funny? I would have kept. Well, no, never
No.
mind. Given the way the salary works, no. But if it was, it had nothing to do with salary. Cabral over Efra.
Yeah.
So, yeah. To answer your question. I also asked what should we talk about. Chris Tucker said G2s. Shout out to Chris Tucker. I don't watch G2s. I should though, but I feel like I do so many things that
They
I'm
lost.
trying to watch G2.
I don't have time.
The only reason I'm binging on MLS because it's all in one day.
Yeah. As it is, these motherfuckers show up 10 minutes before the show. Spenny shows up late, and I'm over here setting up. So that's how my Sundays go.
Sorry.
Nah, it's not okay. Anything else, guys?
Just since we're not gonna be here next week, maybe just talk quickly about the Seattle game. I was looking at some stats, and the last time
I was
Galaxy
hoping to
beat-
avoid that.
Sorry, guys. The last time Galaxy beat Seattle was almost 5 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
about right.
It was a home game. It was on September 24th, 2018. Galaxy beat Seattle 3-0.
Scored
I don't think Stockton
And,
beat Seattle, did he?
2 goals.
And there was goals by Zlatan,
There you go.
Ola Kamara, remember him?
Oh, that guy.
And Emma Boateng for a 3-0 shutout. With you know who's the goalkeeper that game?
David
Bingham.
Bingham.
Bingham, yeah.
I mean, we can go through this game quick. To be honest, it's we're in the opposite sides of the spectrum here, dude. Seattle is ready. Seattle is built. Seattle's gonna roll over us. It's gonna be a long day. Hoping the home crowd that's there can somehow get behind this team and avoid making it embarrassing, because I think it could be that bad. Depending, because the defense is gonna absorb a lot. So I don't know how much they can take before it breaks. And this is going to be Jennings Neal's biggest test.
This is gonna be the biggest test for these guys in general because
I think Edwards is gonna be exposed to the max.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be an ugly 2-1 or an ugly 3-1.
Ugly
Loss.
3-1. A 2-1 You give him a lot.
Like an ugly one.
question for you guys: If
Possession's
Julian
not even
Alde,
gonna exist.
if
Nah.
Julian Alde is available, do you guys think that Vanny
He won't.
starts him like he did with
He won't
Caligari?
be.
What?
He's not going to be starting. I
If
doubt it.
Alde is available, you start him.
Aldis?
Alde.
Julian.
Julian Alde. Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah, move Raheem up.
Yeah, just start him already. You need wing play.
Yeah,
Let
dude.
Edwards run the wing.
Against
Baptism by fire,
Seattle, though?
baby.
Trial by fire.
Yeah.
Trial by fire, baby. And is Sega available? He
Yeah.
is, right? He was on the
He was on
bench.
the bench. Yeah.
So if Julian decides to, give a gift right off the bat, maybe you shove him at the half. Let's see how Sega does. Just saying, we gotta get Sega back on the field at some point because he's not bad. He's just
Nah. So let's go with some scores. If we have, you said ugly 3-1, 2-1. I don't know where that goal's gonna come from, so I'm gonna go with the 3-0 loss.
I'm gonna say 4-0.
Ow, Chewy.
3-1. Chicha scores that one. And that's it. And we lose.
I'm still hopeful. I don't know who I'm playing in fantasy, but I'm still starting Tyler Boyd.
So does that mean that Deion starts and Chicha subs in?
I assume that's what Chewy's saying.
He's
Or
gonna
do you
have
see all
limited
three of them?
minutes.
Or Judd starts and Dayon doesn't see the field. Damn, Edgar, how would that hurt?
Hurting me, man.
I'm just kidding. All right. Well, it's getting late.
You know what? Galaxy wins 2-0. And if you're not down with that, I got to.
Zach, why don't you finish it?
Because they're not going to win 2-0.
I got you then. I got you.
Couldn't hold
All
it.
right, we're going to get up out of here. Big shout out to everyone. I want to say thank you to the millions.
And the millions.
of listeners who tuned in today. Again, we won't be on next week. We will be at WrestleMania, living out one of our childhood dreams. Maybe we'll come back with stories. If you're going to WrestleMania, hit us up. Yeah, we'll be there, and maybe we won't remember seeing you. That's how excited we're going to be. But yeah, again, thank you for watching here live. You're listening to later on the streaming services. Thank you as well. Maybe try to join one of these days. Get up on the chat. You can submit some questions, have fun, talk shit, whatever you want to do. If you want to find me on social media, you can find me as Eddie Nags altogether. That's on Twitter, Instagram, wherever else. But find me at WrestleMania next weekend. Svenny, where can they find you?
Catch me on WrestleMania on Sunday on the floor watching Cody Rhodes fail to win the Universal whatever title they're going for.
Chewy.
You guys can find me as Chavez J.A. Chavez Ha on all my socials. Pretty easy, pretty simple. And you can find me in WrestleMania on the weekend.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter and on Instagram as Edgar Nags. Never to be confused with Spenny, because although we have glasses, they're different colors. I just want to say one more thing. Have a nice day.
Hey, there we go. We got another one in there. Attaboy. All right. I wish I had another reference to get in there. If you guys can, just get them out of your system now.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So thank you again for everyone for tuning in to the show and listening to us Nag Boys nag about the Galaxy. And for Spenny, Chewy, Edgar, my name's Eddie. We're going to get up out of here. Till next time, keep on nagging.
You think you know me?
Yeah!
You think you